Coming up on First at 4, Senate President Robert Stivers answers questions during lunch in Corbin today. And Americans are freed in a multi-country prisoner swap. See who they are and the process to get them out.
And here we go again. A flood watch is in effect for portions of the viewing area, and we have storms pushing through. Details in a few minutes.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, a flood watch remains in effect now for parts of the region through tomorrow evening after several days of scattered storms with heavy rain. So our first alert weather day also continues, and meteorologist Eric Dean has the latest on this first day of August. Eric.
That's right. Welcome to the first day of August, and we're going to start it with a first alert weather day. And the reason being is because that flood watch right here is in effect for the majority of the WYMT viewing area. This is just been extended. This did expire tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Now it goes until tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Again, the flood watch for the counties shaded in green now in effect until tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Right now, all is quiet on live pinpoint Doppler radar. This is much the same forecast as yesterday, where we start off quiet, but off to the west there's a line of showers and thunderstorms that's pushing through. You can see it triggering some severe thunderstorm warnings just to the west of Louisville, between Louisville and Evansville. Again, something that we've got to keep an eye on over the next several hours. Right now, we're seeing temperatures in the 80s and low 90s. 90 in Moorhead, 91 Irvin, 91 Somerset, 90 in Monticello, 93 in Louisville. We'll go into the 60s and 70s across the Cumberland Valley for tonight. Same story across the Kentucky River Valley. 69 in Frenchburg, 69 in Hyden, 71 in Hindman, 71 in Moorhead, 71 in Paintsville, 69 in Inez. I'll have your complete first alert forecast coming up in a few minutes. Steve.
Eric, thank you. One of the 3 suspects charged in the Amber Spradlin murder case has been released from jail on bond. Dr. Michael McKinney was reportedly released today on a $250,000 cash bond. Officials said the dentist will be incarcerated at home. He was charged with 7 counts of complicity to tampering with physical evidence. His son, M.K. McKinney, is charged with murder. Former Kentucky Governor Steve Beshear was in a car crash, according to his son and current Governor Andy Beshear. The governor released a statement on social media about the incident this morning, saying, quote, "Yesterday morning, my father was in a single car accident. He will make a full recovery. Our family appreciates all the kind words and prayers we've received. God is good even when things are tough. Dad is going to be okay. He's already calling me to offer even more advice," end quote. Kentucky Senate President Robert Stivers says the past legislative session was successful and the proof is in the budget. Stivers explained that during the session, the focus was to allocate funds in ways that will help all Kentuckians. He added, while it may not always seem like it, a majority of the time legislators are able to get along for the betterment of the Commonwealth.
We also did it under the guise and umbrella that we want to continue to cut taxes. So it shows that we've been fiscally responsible, but still able to make strategic investments. So I think that's what the dominant topic and the influence of this past session was.
The legislative session began on January 2nd and ran until April 15th. We will have more from Senator Stivers from Corbin tonight at 6. A flag will be raised at the White House to celebrate the release of several Americans, including Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich and Marine veteran Paul Whelan. They were freed as part of a historic multi-nation prisoner swap with Russia. CBS's Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
Their brutal ordeal is over, and they're free.
As their family members looked on, President Biden announced 3 U.S. citizens and 1 U.S. resident who had been wrongfully detained in Russia are finally on their way home.
This is an incredible relief for all the family members gathered here.
As part of the multi-nation prisoner swap, Russia freed Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, Marine veteran Paul Whelan, Russian-American journalist Alsu Kurmashiva, and U.S. permanent resident and Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist Vladimir Kara-Murza.
All 4 have been imprisoned unjustly in Russia.
The Kremlin took Gerskovich into custody while he was on assignment in March 2023. Paul Whelan was arrested in 2018 when he was in Moscow to attend a friend's wedding. Whelan was the longest detained American held in Russia. He was left out of previous prisoner swaps, including the one involving WNBA star Brittany Griner. Securing his release and others has been a priority for the Biden administration.
The release of those who are unjustly detained, I think, is a big win for the Biden administration, for the American people, and for the rule of law.
While the release is cause for celebration, experts on Russia caution the swap could also come at a cost.
I think that Russia, in the sense, wanted to make a deal. This will be a propaganda coup for them because they have gotten some of their prisoners in the West to the Russian Federation.
Some foreign policy experts say deals like these give Russian President Vladimir Putin incentive to take more Americans as bargaining chips. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
President Biden said the deal would not have been possible without help from U.S. allies such as Germany, who released prisoners that were being justifiably held in order to make the exchange happen. Now, we spoke with Congressman Hal Rogers just a short time ago and asked him about the prisoner swap. Here's what the Dean of the House had to say.
The Putin regime is evil, and the unjust imprisonment of these Americans is a reminder that we must remain diligent in standing against these adversaries. So I'm hopeful and prayerful that we get these back on American soil as quickly as we can.
I talked to Congressman Rogers about a variety of topics this afternoon, from national politics to overpayment relief for victims of Eric C. Kahn. We'll have more from the interview later tonight and on WYMT.com.
All right, here's a look at what's going on in terms of weather. We had that flood watch in effect for portions of the viewing area. More coming up in a few minutes.
And we'll look at some storm damage impacting one community in our region.